Okay,
These are township employees and trustees.
call the meeting to order at 11. Please join us for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please call roll.
Chairman Chiccanetti,
Present.
Trustee Hillier,
Present.
Trustee Pennock,
Present.
Fiscal Officer Patriarca.
Present.
Motion to approve the minutes from the February 6, 2024 meeting.
So moved.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Summary of the work session, please.
Today we discussed the upcoming parade scheduled for March 10th, the upcoming salary increases for employees of the township, and the property and liability insurance renewal. The fire chief discussed the solar eclipse discussion and the promotional and incoming tests that are occurring right now, as well as an update on the warrant that was served on the 120 Johnny Cake Ridge property. Service director discussed the savings that we've realized this season with the mild winter between the salt and less overtime, along with the tree trimming on Wintergreen Hill was discussed. And then the zoning director didn't have any updates. That's it.
Any old business from the floor? Any new business from the floor? You know, either one.
Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead. Go ahead.
He wants you to go. Go.
Go ahead.
Somebody go. All right, come on up, John.
John Music, 45 Coventry Drive, Painesville Township. I live in the township for over 65 years, so I know this place very well. The other 10, 12 years, I lived in the city of Painesville, so I know the area very well. Anyhow, nice to go city council meetings. It wasn't just you guys. But anyhow, I just want to know, has everybody read the press release that was put out by the sheriff on the 16th?
Yes.
Yes.
And, as you know, I talked to Frank and Bob, the sheriff and the chief deputy all the time at the meetings, because I go to the commissioner meetings, and I thank them for what they do. And the thing about it, and as you also know, I've been working on our border stuff for over almost 25 years. I've talked to the people who live on the borders. I've talked to the angel moms. You probably don't know who the angel moms are, but they are the mothers of had family members killed by illegal aliens. And our former president had them when he was sworn in and let him talk. This president won't even meet with them. But the thing about it is, it's like people have got to realize what actually is going on. Just like I thank the gentleman sitting back there for what he does. And just like as you know, I want to thank you for putting that on the ballot. And as you know, it would pass, had a recount, it was certified and recount and so forth, and it passed. And the people have got to get their heads together and say, hey, what's the most important thing in our country? And like I've said for years, it's law enforcement and our military. Without neither, we aren't going to have a country. And but if you read this press release, I'm assuming you all have, the sheriff has met with an NSA, the National Sheriff Association, and I have met with him many times. And, I go to D.C. many times and spend many days there. Probably spend over a month over in D.C. And the thing about it is, it's, what you hear from those sheriffs, what's happening to those border states. Now it's a northern border, and it's like the last thing, because I've talked to Border Patrol agents and DEA agents and all those people. And the thing about it is, it's like there's a lot of stuff, and I'm sure this gentleman knows, there's a lot of stuff that's going on in Painesville Township that we don't even know about. And I know they probably know more than me and you, but there's so many things going on. Just like here, for instance, about that car that was stopped here on Nye Road. And I believe it had marijuana in it, I believe, or drugs. It was stopped there in a traffic stop. And I remember reading it somewhere. But the thing about it is, traffic stops are very, very important. If you listen to the people throughout the state, like especially 80 and 90, those are really highways bringing stuff in. Not only stuff, but people also, human trafficking. So, and as we all know, recreational marijuana was passed here in Ohio. And the two happiest groups about that are the drug cartels and the gangs. And the thing about it is, it's just like I don't know if you ever watch that On Patrol Live on Friday nights and Saturday. It's on for 3 hours. I just record it and then I can cut the commercials out. But anyhow, beside the point, like the one guy said one day, he made a traffic stop. It wasn't in Ohio, but they do have Toledo, so it is good to listen to it. They do ride with the Toledo Police Department. At, and the thing about it, and they was talking to the guy, and the guy said, "Oh, I just bought this marijuana." And he said, "Oh yeah," and he said, "Yeah, I just bought it." And so he said, "Well, that's good." So he came back a little while later. That I think it was a municipal police department, and he says, "Well, you said you just bought some this week, but we don't show you buying any since October. Who'd you buy it from?" The drug cartels and the gangs just love it. And if you know the Sonole gangs, a cartel, they're just south of the border, and they have a factory down there, and they add fentanyl and all this stuff to all the drugs coming in. And maybe you don't know, but they have little submarines that come up from Mexico along the west coast, and they bring drugs and sometimes even people in these little submarines. And as you know, they have tunnels just like Hamas has them over in the Gaza Strip. But this is what's really going on. And the thing about it is, these men and women are going to have a tough job. And I just want to thank the people in Painesville Township for passing that. And I just want to read this one little bit of the sheriff's press release in case maybe some of you haven't read it. But today we are changing our mindset to think terrorism first. After 9/11, everybody asked, how did we miss this? Why were we not seeing the signs? Today, the signs are all around us, and we realize that we as local law enforcement are the first line of defense against terrorism. What's the first person call when they see somebody with a gun or hear gunshots or whatever? 911, they want the sheriff to come there, you know? And the thing about it is, they're our first responders. I don't care who it is. And the thing about it is it says in here, and I suggest everybody read this because it's great. And I'll tell Frank Thursday, thank him for putting that press release out. So all I want to do is say, it's here, folks. I mean, just like our northern, there are more domestic terrorists that have come across our northern border than for the last month of our southern border. And that doesn't include the gotaways, which they have no idea who they are. And just like this new Venezuelan gang, like a friend of mine, he was on the gang unit for the sheriff in Los Angeles County, and then he moved here to Ohio, and he headed the gang unit in the county south of here. And me and him used to talk. This is 10, 15 years ago. He said, "John, you're stupid if you don't think the cartels and the gangs are here." Well, we have living proof up here in Painesville the drug cartels are here when they had that raid. And so therefore, I'm glad we have a great sheriff and we have a great chief deputy because it all starts with leadership up on top, and they're doing a great job. And I just want to thank the three of you for putting it on the ballot and for the people of Painesville Township to pass it, because we, as people of this country, got to realize what's truly important for our country. And last time I knew, Painesville Township was part of the United States. So thank you.
All right, thanks, Biggs.
Thank you.
My name is Robert McDougall. I live at 133 Nantucket Circle. Last time I was here, I think I got thrown under the bus, so I was going to make a little retort. One, I know I'm not very well liked around here, and it kind of hurts communication if there's no return phone calls or response to voicemails, but I'm probably not going to do this again, so it really doesn't matter that much. Entering into evidence. These are contracts with the performers we had last year, the juggler. These companies have been doing this for many, many, many years. Okay. I was kind of criticized because I didn't have a contract to present on the people from the Catholic Church and the bagpipe, Mr. Bruce Gregg. Do you know? Do these people have
Mr.
their
Mr.
own
McDougall?
contract?
Mr. McDougall,
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. There's people who watch this from the live stream. If you would stay at the podium so they can hear you, the people who have happened to watch this,
Okay.
the lectern.
I did not know, nor did I think Mr. Cicconetti did not know, because you talked to Bruce Gregg.
So Bruce Gregg is not.
Nobody at the township has talked to this gentleman.
He won't
has
return
not
our-
returned our phone calls. He has not gone back to us. We have had zero communication.
No, he called me. He said that you called him and told there was a date change in the parade.
No, that's an inaccurate statement. I've never spoken. I don't even know who this gentleman is, so I couldn't tell you what he's talking about.
Okay. He called me.
we're yet to talk to this gentleman about him performing in our parade. He
Okay.
has not responded to us at all.
He's communicated with me.
Okay,
So
when
that's
the problem. We talked about it last. We need them to communicate with
She
us.
called him for 2 months and he didn't return her phone call.
Correct.
Maybe she bothered him or something.
Well, that doesn't matter. If he's going to be in the parade, we told you this last time. We have to communicate with
Does
them.
he have a contract he's going to send to you? Or
We don't know. He won't call us. We haven't talked to the guy. We don't know
I
what he's
have
going to
his
do.
phone number. I have his
We
address.
have his phone number. We've called him. He will not return our phone call. So we
Maybe
don't know what
because
he's
you
going to
bothered
provide.
him or something. I don't
We're
know.
not bothering him. We're trying to do business
Okay,
with
but
the guy.
these are contracts that
yeah, I know what
these
a
guys have
contract
been
looks
in
like.
the entertainment business for years and years.
Correct.
That's what they said.
Okay.
She all of a sudden wants federal tax numbers for these people.
so I believe the
W9.
issue was if it's going to be a donation.
Well, anytime we're going to cut a check to someone, we need their information.
Just so you know, I helped run the party in the park for almost 10 years. I booked bands from around the country, had nearly $100,000 budget we spent on music and performers. Every band that we had to provide a W-9 in order for us to give them money. They had to give us a tax form. It's the same way. That's how it operates. If they do business, they know they have to provide that tax form. That's how it works.
If we're paying them.
If we're paying them.
If we're not paying them, we don't.
We're not paying, but if we're paying them money, we need that form. That's nothing new.
Well, you got a lawyer here. I mean, it's not my job to be the lawyer for this township. Okay.
I don't understand what the lawyer has to do with anything, Mr. McDougall.
To
We're
get
telling you, that's the whole point of why when we have the performers, if we would communicate with them, you wouldn't be involved and we would get everything we need. But when you communicate with them and we can't even get them to call us to discuss what they're doing, to work out a contract, to do what we need to do to fulfill our end and obligations.
Well, I sent him a letter. I asked him to communicate with you, and I sent him 2 copies of
He
it.
hasn't.
Anyways.
Well, not anyways. You want this guy to perform, and we love him to perform, but we need him to contact us. We need to get a contract in place, and if they are receiving money from us, then we're going to need their tax form. That's how it works.
Okay. I'm just saying he performed in 2021, and we had him under contract 2022. We got snowed out. Mike Mannery took care of that.
And we would take care of it here as well,
Okay, then
but he's not contacting
Yeah,
us.
we
Is
can't
the
take care of him.
problem?
We can't get the guy to call us. And I've never spoken to him, so he's giving you
he
false
thinks
information.
I'm a nice guy. I don't know. He called me
Okay,
to
well
ask
then,
if he could be in the parade.
what we need him to call us. We've made multiple attempts to call him, and he has
Should
not
read
returned a phone
Norman
call.
Vincent Peale, make friends and influence people.
Listen, opinions aside, the fact of the matter is we've called the gentleman more than a handful of times, and he has yet to return our phone call.
Okay.
So whether or not you have an issue, or
Even with me, I mean, I've had Rachel trying to call
yeah,
him.
even our assistant office manager called. So now another person in the office has called and left him a message. So while you point fingers at her, another person has called and not returned her phone call either. So,
Are you using this number?
the number that you provide.
97
Yes.
9617.
Yes.
He's in Florida.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, on your little flyer there, Stormy, the Lake Erie College, he's free. Lake Erie College is donating his services. So do you need contracts and everything with him?
we need to make sure that there's some sort of insurance liability coverage with them. That's from a from the.
I sent him 2 copies of this.
I still haven't received anything from them.
So they have not contacted us. So while we appreciate you reaching out to multiple entities, if
I
they
sent
don't,
it in the mail, and
but
a
if
lady
they
named
don't,
Mackenzie is his handler at the farm, Lake Lake Erie College. She doesn't answer the phone or respond to voicemail, but she did call me once, and their charge is 0. And I've asked and I've explained we're going to ask him to come. Well, his handlers. He comes with 3 people, Mackenzie, and then 2 girls are with him, and I was going to walk with him. I was asking if he could just kind of stroll down the sidewalk on the north side. That's what he does. He's a petting zoo animal. He's been to petting zoos, birthdays, parades, weddings, marches. He's a petting zoo animal. The kids love him. Okay. Anyways, there's Mackenzie's phone number. There's her address up on Morley Road. And then the Port Catholic Church. They are one of the featured performers in the Cleveland St. Patrick's Parade. They've been doing it for years and years and years. I saw them on Channel 8, a recap, and I said, oh, that would be nice to have a unicycler. I called Pickup Sticks. That's the stick people. Asked them if they have a unicyclist. $600 for one unicycler. I called the lady up there. Her name is Jody. They've had a turnover in their management, so things were a little confused. We originally thought the parade was going to be on the 17th, but it was changed to the 10th. They couldn't perform on the 17th because they're in Cleveland, but she decided they could when the date was changed. She was going to do it for free, the Catholic Church, St. Helen's Church. I said, no, we can't do that. I offered her $500. She said it was too much. We lowered it to $400.
so wait, so were you going to pay her $400?
Yes.
You personally were going to cover the cost?
Treasury out here.
Where?
Mr. Falvey has $900 from 2022. We have $600 from last year, and he was going to tell us how much has come in already this year.
Wait, so I'm confused. So, is it money the township holds, or somebody else has funding?
Karen, we bring all our funds, give it to Karen, and it's on a computer out here.
Okay, and I guess what I'm getting at is if it is township, if it's money held by the township, we can't have you going out and making an agreement with a third party to pay for something. I mean, because that's a township.
I was working with them for 6 months, and when the lady said yes, I jumped at the opportunity.
But you're if you're committing to pay them to perform, you're committing your own dollars because you can't commit township dollars because you're not a township employee or an elected official.
And put them in a bank.
I get it, but these contracts all have your name and address on them, right? Your name and address are on these contracts. They are not contract. The point we're trying to make with you is that from a liability standpoint and a commitment standpoint, they're not contracting with you.
We used them last year.
I understand, but I'm telling you that's our.
I was under the impression those were what you accepted last year. I just ignorant. I didn't. Where's your lawyer, Mr. Ladd? Are you listening?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're playing on your computer.
He's looking stuff up.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Those were accepted and used last year.
That's fine. But this year we had a discussion here. I think it was last meeting or the meeting before. We specifically told you that anything contract-wise and money-wise had to go through our administrator. So whatever happened in 2023 is out the window because we specifically stated last time of what we needed to have done. We have just because it was done incorrectly previously, that's why we're righting the ship, trying to right the ship now.
And we
Do you
can't.
have a contract you're going to send to these people?
They need to contact us.
And then we can work it out with them. But if we
No,
don't even talk to them,
typically, when you hire, the performer provides the contract.
You're the church.
right,
And I asked them to send me their W-9.
for payment.
Right. I can't legally issue a check to someone without their legal information, including their proper name that's filed with the IRS along with their tax ID number. I can't do that. It will not pass an audit, which comes back to our fiscal officer. He doesn't want those checks cut unless we have proper documentation.
And I guess just to reiterate, very important that you can't commit to the township paying a performer, because that's you as a resident making agreements with third parties on how the township is going
I
to
was
pay.
working with them for 6 months. Then the lady said yes. I mean, then you guys have been working with Bruce Grade from how long?
We haven't been.
I have never been able to talk
We
to
have
this
never
gentleman.
talked to this gentleman. You keep saying that, but nobody here has spoken to him.
I talked to Neil Conway, who said, yeah, here's his number. I'm out. Like that's what he told
We
me.
have
I'm
never
out.
spoken to that gentleman.
You people on the flyers, please take them home, give them to a child, a neighbor, or somebody. The township made those this morning. They cost me 79 cents a piece at Staples.
No,
Wait, who made
no,
these?
Rachel made copies. He brought this
Made
in.
6 copies.
Okay.
You want to charge me for that? I'll leave you $5.
Okay.
Do you need the phone numbers, the names, the addresses of any of these people?
No, I have you. You already gave me those. We've reached out.
It's not St. Patrick's Day parade.
What is your opinion on Stormy walking on the sidewalk?
I don't think it's something that we would want. And I think we've voiced that to you previously that we did not want that.
Right. If Stormy is interested in being in the parade itself, and they want to reach out to the township to fill out a form, we would love to have them. I don't think we're gonna beat down their door.
I sent Mackenzie this twice.
Okay, so then if Mackenzie wants to be in the parade, she will submit the form. I guess that's my take.
Right.
And I think from a safety standpoint, in the parade, between the curbs is
In the parade.
is where they would be. But again, if they want to submit and reach out to us,
He's 20 years old. He does petting zoos. I'll call her and tell her that he'll just walk in the parade.
if she submits a registration form to participate,
I mean, that's a good example of why you'd want to make sure the person's insured, because if an animal
All right, moving
bites somebody,
All right, Lake County Sheriff Deputy report, please.
You're all welcome. By the way, that was your entertainment for this morning.
well,
Ready to come up to the podium?
Yes. The lectern.
yeah, we were informed it was.
We were informed it's not a podium.
My apologies.
We're-
My turn.
we learned the hard way
Yep,
too.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kirchner. I'm a lieutenant at the sheriff's office here. So I'm just going to give you some of the staff totals here. For total calls for the month, 1,572. 13 accidents. We ended up making 15 arrests. 6 of those were OVIs. The rest pretty much drug related, domestic violence here, and disorderly conduct. We just completed a legal update with everybody in the office. Taser updates for everybody also. As gentleman was speaking about, Sheriff Leon Bruno and his posting, we're going to be looking to try to outfit the guys with more means to take care of incidents if something like that was to happen here.
That was a scary post.
Yeah.
A scary press release.
They
It's
were
like
all,
eye-opening.
absolutely. They were all very touched by it. I was actually down in Columbus last week at the same time for a separate event. Well, the sheriffs of Ohio were down there for their spring meeting, and yeah, they all seemed to be taken back just as Sheriff Lambrino was with what they saw and what they were, talked about in DC. Nothing else really good here. We did have a stolen vehicle, 2 of them, Lindale.
One was attempted, they never got it. The second one they got. As soon as my platoon came in during the day shift, we received a call. We ended up finding the guys about an hour later. Got a short little pursuit. They bailed on foot. We got them both in custody, full confessions and everything. So it was a great case. Anything else? Any questions? No.
How long have you been with the sheriff's department?
So I've been with the sheriff's office for 7 years.
Okay.
I started in law enforcement back in 2004. So I was out in Madison prior and Cleveland Clinic downtown main campus for about 10. And I grew up out here in Lake County. I grew up down Heatherstone over by Riverside. So I live in Concord. So Lake County guy.
What's happened with the Coast Guard? Have you guys been talking with them?
I know they have had meetings. They've been meeting with Lieutenant Harpster, I believe, because he runs our Stone Garden. So there has been talks with that. I'm not privy to all the information that was in those.
Are you going to be the one coming in the meetings now, or?
I was filling in today. Captain Patterson's out on vacation this week.
Okay.
And I was on day shifts and lieutenant. So
You draw the short straw.
I'm doing both. No, I wanted to come here for the opportunity to meet everybody.
Good, good.
Typically on day shift.
We do 12-week rotations.
Okay.
Actually, my time is coming to an end, and next week, unfortunately, I have to go back to night shift.
Oh man.
Okay.
All right.
So it's fun stuff.
It was good seeing you.
Yeah, good
You
to
know,
meet you.
that's-
Thank you.
Nice seeing you guys too.
All right. Take care. All right. Department report. Service department.
I have nothing to add, Mr. Chairman.
Fire department.
Nothing to add, Mr. Chairman.
Zoning.
Nothing to add, Mr. Chairman.
Legal.
Nothing to add, sir.
Administrator.
I think we're good.
Okay. Fiscal officer.
Nothing to add, sir.
Okay. Trustees. I need a motion to adopt a resolution to approve payment to Morton Salt Inc. in the amount of $36,039.25 for salt for the road department.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. I need a motion to adopt a resolution to approve payment to DJL Material and Supply Inc. in the amount of $3,780 for crack sealant in the service department.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I need a motion to adopt a resolution to approve payment to Winter in the
For equipment.
Winter Equipment in the amount of $4,200 for Razor XL system for the service department.
I hate to ask, but
For the fire department.
No.
We corrected it.
corrected
we just
it.
don't have an updated copy.
do we need to actually? Do we?
That was a clerical.
That was, but do we need same thing with winter equipment? Do we need to modify that,
Nah.
or is it just a clerical thing
That's a clerical. That's
So-
okay.
as read?
Yes.
All right. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I need a motion to adopt a resolution to purchase two 2024 Chevrolet 4x4 trucks from Classic Chevrolet for the amount of $100,418.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. I need a motion to adopt a resolution to approve renewing Painesville Township property and casualty insurance with the Ohio Township Association Risk Management Authority in the amount of $72,848.05 due March 10, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Trustees, anything else?
Nothing.
Okay, motion to adjourn at 11:29.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.